Good evening, everyone. Welcome to day 3 of this amazing evening. Let's meditate for 21 days program. My name is Shalini, and by now, many of you already know me. I'm joining you from Oxford, England. I would like to thank you for joining this 21-day program because it really solves our purpose of bringing you into peace. Those of you who had missed attending the last 2-day sessions, we had the introduction of Sahaja Yoga. We went through the exercise of self-realization. We had a video from the founder and some live music. Don't worry, you can find the videos on the website. And you can continue. And also that goes that if you ever miss any session, please go onto the website and you can find the link for that day. Moving forward, today we are going to have one of my interesting, most fascinating topic on how to balance yourself, how to balance your central channel. It is also in the medical science called the parasympathetic system. And as a physician, this is what attracted me the most in Sahaja Yoga, and very fascinating for me because medical science is limited, and as a physician, what really pulled me is to understand how do I actually sustain myself? How do I best develop the qualities of sustenance, best health, best peace, creativity, managing my work, managing my personal life. And you will learn step by step. But today we will have the guided meditation. We will have also silent meditation with the support of music. And then Prasad will tell you more about the hands. And I think a very interesting part of also today's session is that we would like you to also share your thoughts. So after the question answer session, which will be, we will take two to three questions, and then we will, go into the support room. I would encourage all of you to be, share your thoughts on sustenance and how best you think it can be done and how meditation can make an impact on the sustainability. We will also have a room. If you had missed last 2 days, we can also make you experience the awakening again. So without talking much, I would just thank you again for joining. And we are here to support you along with many, many meditators from the globe who are English speaking. And they can take your questions and also enhance your journey of peace. Now, why don't we sit, relax, and enjoy the session? I would like to invite the presenters, Katie Headlam, Prasad, and David. Hi, Katie. Hi, Prasad.
Hello.
Hi, David. Hi. I would like you to introduce yourself. So maybe we can start with Katie.
Hi. I'm really happy to see you all here. Third day, well done. I live in the countryside in Warwickshire on a herb farm, and I've been practicing Sahaja Yoga since I was a teenager. So over to Prasad.
Hello, everyone. I'm delighted to be here with you all. My name is Prasad. I'm from London, and I've been practicing meditation ever since I can remember. I was brought up with it by my parents, but I can remember at a certain point in my teens deciding that this is what I want, and it improved my life a lot. So great to be with you all.
So hi, my name is David. I was here yesterday playing some music, and it's wonderful to be here. And I'm happy also to take some questions in the Q&A session today.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So with that, why don't we start off to you, Katie, about the central channel?
Yeah, very good. Let's. I think we might have a slide as well to help us with this one. So we've been doing some work now on all the different energy centers going up the left-hand side of the body, which is our pure desire. And today we're going to really focus on the central channel, which in medical terms is called the parasympathetic nervous system, and is responsible for all our reflexes, the things that we do normally without thinking about them, our breathing, our sleeping, and our digestion. Those kind of things are all taken care of automatically. But it's also the central path is the path of our Kundalini energy. And this means that we can actually improve all these things that take place normally just automatically, because this channel is something that can be expanded, it can be improved, relaxed, and we can help it. We can help that to happen with the techniques of Sahaja Yoga. So I remember when I started Sahaja Yoga, it was the very, very first day, and it was before we'd even done the exercise of getting self-realization. And I was very aware that my heart was really open and felt incredibly light, and I felt so just joyful, and I was so surprised. My head on the other side was going, I don't understand this, I don't know what's going on. And I was very aware of this kind of division within myself, and as if I was looking at it, and I've realized slowly over the years that's because I was somebody who was operating very much either in my head or in my heart, but not integrated. And the beautiful thing about Sahaja Yoga using the central channel is that it gives us our total well-being. We get slowly and surely, we get to understand ourselves, and we get to see which areas need some help. But we can always start with the central channel. So I think I'll just say one more thing. It's very much about the heart. Sahaja Yoga is very much about tapping into that joy that belongs to the heart, because that source of joy is our spirit. And our Kundalini has got also thousands of qualities, but the most important, I feel, is that it's the source of love. It's like our life force of love inside us. So you can imagine this incredible moment of this energy of love coming up and touching the joy in our hearts. It can feel very emotional as things start to clear out the way. And it can feel a bit different as we start to get to know a different side of ourselves, this spiritual side of ourselves. And when we're looking after our well-being, we can be focused on our mental health or our emotional health or our physical health. But now this spiritual health is going to bring everything together. It's going to be really, really nice, very relaxing for us. So without further ado, I think what we should do is just start by making sure that our feet are on the ground, no shoes on. And then we've got a nice connection with the earth, with the energy of the earth. Even if we're in a flat or somewhere, there's still a connection through the building towards the earth, which is incredibly powerful for taking out any heaviness in our system. And then we're going to use our hands as well. And our hands we use for absolutely everything. And they're so important, but we've never used them to actually work on a spiritual level, on an energetic level. So let's just put our hands on our lap with the palms facing upwards, as we did yesterday. And we'll close our eyes and we'll take some silent, deep breaths in, just to ground ourselves, to bring our attention into our body, into our heart. So we'll just do that now. Closing our eyes and breathing in slowly. And breathing out slowly. And now our hands, they can really help us to go into a meditative state. Today, instead of going through the exercise which we did yesterday and the day before, we're just going to use our hands in silence, because in that state of silence, we can be more aware of the peace inside ourselves, and we can just start to observe what's going on. And this also helps us to concentrate not on our thoughts of what might have happened, what might be going to happen, but on what we're doing now. So we're going to use our left hand to stay still on our lap, and our right hand we can just raise up the body from the base of our spine right up to the top of our head. And our hands, they're very, very sensitive. They become more and more sensitive as we practice the meditation. I think it's just a little bit like, you could compare it to a sort of Wi-Fi system, that our hands really connect with our Kundalini. It's like a signal for our Kundalini that we want to be helped by this energy coming up through the central channel. The Kundalini is like strands of energy. So when we do this, more strands of energy can come up the channel and make us more relaxed. They come up through the different centers and just make them more relaxed. So we'll just do this. And we can do that whenever we feel that some thoughts are coming into our mind and we just want to focus again on being in that nice, peaceful, meditative state. We just take our right hand and we go up the body, up past the top of the head. And we can put our hand now, we can just put our right hand onto our heart. Very, very helpful for us just to really be aware that this is where our source of joy and peace can most easily be felt. So close our eyes again. Just put our hand there. We can just say quietly inside ourselves, I am love. And we can say quietly inside, I am peace. And then we can say quietly, I am joy. These are all qualities that our spirit has, which are things that can get covered over by our everyday thoughts and everyday conditionings. So we're just affirming some truths which are deep inside us. And as our Kundalini works in our subtle system and starts to open the centers, we can just relax as these qualities of the spirit start to come out more. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have some music, and the music will be on while we just put our hands on our lap, or you can put your hand on your heart. You can say those things. You can say, I am peace, I am love, I am joy, anything that you feel resonates with you. It's just important to not fight our thoughts, because we do emphasize sometimes about how self-realization can take you beyond your thoughts, but that's all helped by being aware how much our heart is important in that process. Our heart doesn't think, it feels. So let's really try to just feel what it's like to be in this peaceful moment with the music. And we can just have our hands on our laps, whatever we want, but eyes closed is sometimes very helpful. We'll listen to the music, and then that will be followed by a short talk by Shri Mataji, the founder of Sahaja Yoga, where she'll explain a little bit more. And I just say, just watch your breathing, make sure your breathing's nice and relaxed, shoulders relaxed, everything relaxed, just watching what comes up. So now we'll just see how we feel inside. Just see, did you feel more peaceful? Did you feel relaxed? Did you feel any of those worries of the day just slipping away? Did you manage to keep your attention inside or at the top of your head? Maybe you can put your hand above your head now, see if you can feel any of the energy we were talking about. You may feel it. You may feel some cool or some warm. You can try with the other hand as well. The main thing is, how did you feel inside? So just keep aware of that silence inside while we're listening to Shri Mataji's talk, and then we'll see how we feel after that.
You have to know that truth is what it is. We cannot conceptualize it with our human awareness. We cannot order it. We cannot manipulate it. We cannot organize it. It is what it is, has been and will be. And what is the truth? Truth is that we are surrounded, or we are penetrated, or we are nourished, looked after and loved by a very subtle energy, which is the energy of divine love. The second truth is that we are not this body, this mind, these conditionings, this ego, but we are the spirit. You don't have to accept what I'm saying blindly, because blind faith leads to fanaticism. But as scientists, you must keep your mind open and see for yourself what I am saying. If it is so, honestly, you must accept it. We know so much through science about our civilization, our advancement. This is the advancement of a tree which has grown outside very much. But if we do not know our roots, we will be destroyed. So it is important to know about our roots. And this is what it is that I would say are our roots. As you can see, there are 7 centers within us. And these subtle centers are placed in the spinal cord and in the brain. These cater to our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual needs. On the physical side,
Hi, Katie, you're on mute. Please unmute yourself.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
So we're just going to see how we feel in our hands now. Hands are so important to tell us what's going on inside these subtle centers. And we can just do a little exercise now to show us how we can raise our Kundalini energy at the beginning or the end of our meditation, which will help us very much to go inside and to keep our attention inside. And I don't know if we have a slide for that. Do we have a slide that shows how we can raise our Kundalini? We don't. So I'm going to just show you're going to use your left hand to go up your body like this. And your right hand is going to wind up your body all the way from the base of the spine to the top of the head. And we're going to tie a knot at the top to keep our attention there. So it's a very physical way to guide our attention inside and raise more Kundalini up our body. So let's all do this together. We'll just use our hands. We're winding up the body, raising our Kundalini energy up and tying a knot at the top. And then bringing our hands down the sides, bringing down our left and right channels. And then we're going to bring more energy up the center again. And again, we'll tie a knot. And then the last time, we'll go up again the center. And we're going to tie 3 knots here, one for each of those channels, the left, the right, and the center. And another thing we do with our hands is we can create it's like a vibrational safe space around us. It's like a protective area for us to meditate inside around our auras. So we have our left hand out on our lap like this, and our right hand will make arch around our body, there and back, one for each of the 7 centers. So there and back is 1. So we do this 7 times together. Go nice and slowly, really aware of what we're doing. We're going to go 1 for the first center, and then second one all the way around the body. And the third one. And the fourth. And the fifth. Make sure your breathing's nice and relaxed while you're doing this. And the sixth. And the last one, the 7th. Makes us a beautiful space inside to meditate, nice and relaxed. And we can do that when we meditate anytime. But for now, I'm going to pass you over to Prasad, who will explain more about what we might be feeling in our hands.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Kate. So, as Kate already mentioned, the hands, they are very important. They are like receivers where we can feel different sensations on our body, on our hands, which relate to our subtle system. So while we're meditating, it's very important to pay attention to our hands, and also we can pay attention to the top of our head, as Kate showed. And so when we're meditating, sometimes you can feel 3 things. You can feel cool or some tingling, some cool breeze, very subtle. You can feel hot, a hot sensation, warmth on the palm of your hands, or you can feel nothing. And I want to tell you a little bit about each one. First of all, if you don't feel anything, that is absolutely fine. It can take a little bit of time to feel something. Some people who practice Sahaja Yoga for years sometimes don't feel anything. So it's absolutely fine. And in that case, you can just pay attention to your state and how you feel inside. Do I feel peaceful? Do I feel more joyful? And that is a really important thing to not forget. If you feel warmth, it could mean that something in your solar system is clearing out. Sometimes what happens is there can be a catch or an obstacle or something that is caught up inside our solar system. For example, if we have the emotion of insecurity, our center heart might be a little bit caught up. So as the Kundalini is working its way up the central channel, it might stay in the heart and slowly nourish it and heal this chakra, this heart, until we feel secure. And what happens is, as the Kundalini is working on this chakra, friction is created, and this emits as warmth. So this is another thing you can feel. And then you can feel coolness, cool vibrations. And the coolness is the ideal state. It can be felt very subtly on your hands and the top of your head. And the coolness is the divine, is the reflection of divinity within you. It is called the Chaitanya Lahari. It is the waves of bliss in Sanskrit. And as Shri Mataji described, there is an all-pervading love that surrounds us. And this all-pervading love can be felt as cool vibrations. So that is the cool vibrations. Now, we did something very interesting where we raised our hand above our head to feel the top of our head. So what happens is our Kundalini rises up through all the chakras, and as it pierces the seventh chakra, the Sahasrara, or we call it the Brahmarandra, it pierces this area, and we feel it as a cool breeze. And this is the yoga, the union. The Brahmarandra is the whole to Brahma. Brahma is the all-pervading power that surrounds everything. And so when the Kundalini rises and pierces this fontanelle bone, we feel it as a cool breeze. So, and I want to again reiterate that if you don't feel anything, it's absolutely fine, because what is the Kundalini? It is a manifestation of our pure desire to know who we are, to know what we truly are, what is our purpose, to know inside that I am the spirit. This is what I am. And so if your desire is strong enough, it manifests as the Kundalini rising through our subtle system. And one last thing I would like to point out is that the best way to strengthen our central channel is to attain the thoughtless awareness state, the state of thoughtless awareness where you're totally aware, but you're thoughtless. And what happens is as the Kundalini is rising up through our subtle system, it crosses through the pituitary gland, and as it does, it sucks the ego and the superego away, and it sucks it in. And so all our thoughts disappear, and we experience this state of thoughtless awareness. And when we are in this state of thoughtless awareness, the Kundalini is just all our attention is inside ourselves. So our attention is being saved, and the Kundalini just nourishes our solar system. I apologize for all the newcomers. I know I gave you a lot of information. You can forget all that. As long as you enjoyed and felt peaceful, that is the most important thing. And again, it's a real delight to be here with you all. I seem to have forgotten one thing. I have a poem to share. This is a poem from Lao Tzu, and it is about the mind. It is one of the big obstacles to our spiritual evolution, sometimes the mind. So I want to share this poem with you. Each moment is fragile and fleeting. The moment of the past cannot be kept, however beautiful. The moment of the present cannot be held, however enjoyable. The moment of the future cannot be caught, however desirable. But the mind is desperate to fix the river in place, possessed by ideas of the past, preoccupied with images of the future. It overlooks the plain truth of the moment. The one who can dissolve her mind will suddenly discover the Tao at her feet and clarity at hand. The Tao, of course, is a manifestation of the all-pervading power, the Brahma. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prasad. When you forgot about the poem, I was longing to wait to hear about it. So poem was lovely and the explanation was absolutely spot on. Thank you. Thank you, Prasad. So Katie had actually shown us how to raise a Kundalini and put ourselves into Bandhan. And I thought we could not see her like fully. So maybe we can share a very short 1-minute video and you will see exactly how to raise a Kundalini. And we can share this video on the website. So you can also watch it later on. Great. I just want to share one story, a very little one. When I was new in Sahaja Yoga, I was a very junior doctor, living in a hospital with other 2 female doctors in the room. And I used to find it very odd to do this movement. So all I used to do is to go into the meditation and do it with my attention. You can try it, especially if you're surrounded by somebody who may find it odd, or you may find it odd to do in front of somebody else. So you can do both hands and the attention. In the beginning, hands really help us, but as you get trained, you can also do with your attention. With that, I think we are doing very well with time. We can take just 2-3 questions, and then we will go into the support rooms, where we would like all of us to talk about how you think about the sustainability and how you the power of sustenance through the central channel. No compulsion, and only if you wish to be in a room. Also, David is here, who will also take us through the realization if you had missed the session in the last 2 days. I would like to now invite the presenters and take 2-3 questions. You can please start writing the question in the chat, and we can open the chat for everybody to share their questions. Thank you. And I invite David, Prasad, and Katie for the questions, please. Great. I want to thank Katie and Prasad again. I loved the silent, longer meditation. It's very good. Thank you, Katie.
Really nice.
We already have a question. So, sorry. Well, okay. How can I go to? So first question is a very easy question. I'm going to take the last one, which is how to get the videos of missed sessions. So you simply go on the website. I will show you after the question answer session. But the other questions for the panel is, Okay, how does it mean when my left hand cold touching my head and the right hand warm when I touched my head with my right hand? Prasad, would you like to take that question?
And maybe Kate would be, because she
Okay.
did the.
Yeah, Katie, if you would like to take that question.
So it was what you were feeling above your head? So you were feeling warm above your head. So if you're feeling warm above your head, it is, I think Prasad was explaining a little bit more about how when your Kundalini is coming up, then there are little blockages that we all have in our centers. And as the Kundalini comes and creates a little bit of friction to kind of wash away those or rub away those constrictions, it creates a feeling of heat as it burns off. So that will eventually go away and it will become cool like the other hand. So one side needs a little bit more balancing than the other. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, she specified that one hand was cool and one hand was hot when she put it on top of her head, and I think it's just about your three channels. If you felt cool on your left hand, it could be that your left side is very cool, very good, and there may be some heat or something coming out of your right channel, which deals with our actions. Maybe you're very overactive. So I think it relates. Yeah. To that.
Right. Thank you, Prasad. Katie. Have you ever cried during the meditation as I did, Katie?
I didn't hear the question. The sound got scrambled.
Have you ever cried during the meditation as I did?
Have I ever cried? I've sometimes had feelings where I felt crying with joy. I have had that several times. And yes, it's very different, very, very different. But I've also felt that sometimes huge emotions can come up and they can just bubble up and then it clears quite a lot of things away. But I would say that there are people who are more emotional than me. I'm not so much on the emotional side. And it is something that people find at the very beginning, and it can be quite surprising. You don't think that that's going to happen to you, but it's not a bad sign. It's a good sign. It means something's happening. Our Kundalini is a comforting power inside us as well. So it's something that can just get relaxed by a bit of tears coming out sometimes.
Thank you, Katie. So David, the question is, I felt so calm inside. Thereafter, I started feeling heaviness, like a load of burden is preventing me from rising up. I felt my hands tingle. What does it mean?
Yeah, so it means that the Kundalini energy is really working in your subtle system. So you might feel a little bit like heaviness or the sensations because the Kundalini is working on your subtle system. But it's nothing to worry. You kind of, the more you meditate, the more you reach the state of you feel calm and you feel relaxed. Don't worry.
So now there are lots of similar questions, but there's one about fast I read somewhere. Yes, do Sahaja Yogis fast? I find it very interesting. And Katie, would you like to take that?
I was going to say that's a you question.
Yes. Is it my question?
That's a you question.
Do you want me to answer it?
Yes, please.
Yes. Okay. So fasting or non-fasting, there is no rule in Sahaja Yoga. How we have learned from our founder is that food is for us to enjoy at times when we want to enjoy, or sometimes we don't feel like eating. That's absolutely fine. So it is a very personal thing, food. And we don't have any hard and fast rules, and we generally don't fast actually. But if I do intermittent fasting, that is my choice for health reasons. So on that, actually, it would be so nice, to share in this breakout rooms how we felt about just this topic, how you think that meditation and the central channel can enhance the qualities of sustenance. And there are lots of questions coming, but I would like us to chit chat in the breakout rooms. So I would like to end by just announcements for tomorrow, and then we can go into the breakout rooms just for like 10 minutes or so.
Mhm.
So, okay, this is very important. Like tomorrow, we will tell you about the right and left channel, how to clear them, what do they mean, what are the qualities, and how to, I mean, if I say in the medical language, it is how to be away from the fight and flight mechanism. You can YouTube it. And that is what right and left channel does if they're not in a balanced state. Day 4 is about we are so beautifully made. I think that's a very nice topic. And we will teach you the technique of clearing. Then, as usual, there's a website on which you can go and look at the videos from the last 2 days and today. We always start at 7:45 p.m. There's a WhatsApp group where we are slowly getting to know people, and people are asking questions. So you can connect on the WhatsApp group through this link. And we have the same Zoom link for joining the sessions. So thank you for joining today's session. If you wish to be with us and other experienced meditators, then what I would like actually, if we can come on the gallery view and we can see how many of you would like to actually, so the tech team, if you can please bring us to the gallery view. And we want to see how many of us would like to experience the realization because you had missed it. Then David can take you into that experience of self-realization. But for others, I would say the tech team would split us into different rooms. Each room will have 5 people. And hopefully, each room will have one Sahaja Yoga meditator who can respond to you. But even if you don't have any meditator, within a minute or two, we will put somebody in your room. In the meantime, you can talk about it. We are just fellow human beings, and we have so many ideas that we can share. You can share with us. And that's the time to also connect with each other. Because we are all aiming the same thing, to go deeper in our spiritual journey. I can see some hands being raised. I think those are the ones who wish to go into the self-realization room. And I would ask IT to start, please, breaking the rooms and put David Vignoli in the room where we will have self-realization. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow, or I'll see you in one of the breakout rooms. Thank you. In the meantime, while the rooms are being made, I just want to say those of you whom I met in the breakout rooms, it was so nice. It was really nice to connect because I don't see you otherwise. You are behind the cameras. And to see you, to speak to you, to share views, your views is just wonderful. So please stay, don't hesitate. It's nice. It's really nice to connect from different parts of the world. I was with a person from Ghana, then a lady, a very nice lady from the US, from Romania. So it was nice to connect from different parts. We otherwise don't get a chance. So you can see something is changing on the screen. We are going into rooms gradually because we are so many of us, around 200, that it is taking time for the IT to create those rooms. And hopefully, fingers crossed, you will have at least one meditator in your room, you know. I can see the smiles, which is so good. I hope it looks like you had enjoyed the session today. Let the smiles be there. In the breakout room, please unmute yourself. And it's nice to have your camera off, but if